guys, welcome back to the Glam Studio. I'm Mansi, creator director of makeup at Myglamm, and today we have Viha. Say hi, Viha.
Hi.
So we have Viha here today, and she's going to be our model for recreating Diana Penty's look from the Filmfare Awards. So if I'm looking at Diana Penty's picture right here, and it basically is a perfect black smoky eye and a really glowing skin, very contoured face and a nice neutral lip color. The only thing that is a little different in Diana's smoky eyes is that her waterline is totally bare. She's not wearing any kohl on her waterline. So it kind of gives the eyes a little big appearance of the eye area, look a little bigger, the whites of your eye. So I'm going to start the application before and I'll talk to you as I go. If you have any questions, please ask them in the comment below and I'll reply to them. So for Viha, we have already prepped her skin with moisturizer, primer, everything. We've also gone ahead and used our FF palette in Dusky, which is Viha's shade. So we've used the orange corrector, yellow corrector, the FF shade itself, and we've used that as a base. I'm just one more time going to go over the skin to just conceal and correct everything perfectly one more time before I powder it and proceed with the makeup. So just picking up a little bit of Dusky. Actually, before I do that, I will start with, I'll just take a little bit of my primer, just add it to the skin because I want her to have a really flawless base, since her makeup needs to be really glowing, and a lot of products we're going to use to contour the face and stuff. So everything will stick onto the skin really well if there's a primer. And primers actually are supposed to be used after your moisturizer and before your foundation, but sometimes I like to also use my primer over my foundation and before I go ahead and conceal my makeup. So I kind of sandwich my primer in between my concealer and my foundation. So this is the Tinted Perfection Base Primer and Pore Minimizer from Myglamm, which is going to be out really soon. It's quite great. It really helps the skin look, the texture of the skin to look a lot smoother, even in person, not just on camera. And also it acts like a great base between your makeup and your skin, like a barrier between your makeup and your skin. So I'm just using it everywhere, on the face and neck. It'll also help all my products glide on really better, because if you ever try a primer on your hand, they have a very silky, smooth texture and everything goes on it quite smoothly. I even like to use the primer a little bit, look up under the eyes. So I'm now going to first take my FF. This is another technique to do your foundation. What you can do is first take your FF shade that matches your skin tone and dot it all over the face. And right now I'm just using FF as a base. So I want a very thin layer of the product. When I use FF as like a concealer, I build it up and I use a little bit of a thicker layer of the product. So now I'm taking FF's best friend, which is our beauty blender, which literally airbrushes the product into the skin. I would never use my FF palette if I didn't have my beauty blender on hand. I feel like nothing blends my FF palette as well as the beauty blender does. So definitely always blending with that. I'm now going to have a look at her face and see which areas of the face needs concealing and correcting. Look up for me. So I feel a little bit in the under eye area would really help, and just a little bit around the mouth. So we take a concealer brush and we take the orange corrector from the Dusky palette, just pop it around the mouth. So for people who are not sure, where you need to correct and conceal, this is a good trick. You first do your foundation and then you check the face to see the areas that are going grey and just go over them with orange corrector, so that it will neutralize that grey tone of the skin, and then you can layer it again with a shade that matches your skin tone. So a little bit of the orange corrector around the mouth to really brighten up that area. So orange corrector everywhere, and for Viha, I don't think I really need to add yellow over it. I feel orange is neutralizing the area pretty well. Now we will take the concealer brush and the FF shade in Dusky, and this time we're going to use it as a concealer. So I'm just going to draw a triangle underneath the eyes with it. I can maybe add a little bit of yellow in the center to add a little bit of brightness, because a concealer can be a few shades lighter than the shade of your foundation. So this way you can create your own concealer color by adding a little bit of yellow into your FF. Before I proceed with the makeup, so we're going to use our Glow to Glamour setting powder, and we're going to take the translucent powder, and we just want to set the makeup. We don't want to absolutely mattify the skin completely, because any which ways we want to create a very glowy look like Dinah's. So just taking a little bit on my blush brush, dusting off the excess, and first pushing out any extra product sitting underneath the eye area. So we're done powdering the face. We're going to move on and quickly fill in the brows. Now when I look at Dinah's image, her brows are very, very defined. So we'll do the same thing. We'll first take a clean eyeshadow brush and just go over the brows to remove any extra powder sitting there. Viha already has pretty great brows, so we don't need to do much. But we will add some product. It will help make them look a little more defined and sharper in images. So we just go ahead and light-handedly put the product into the eyebrows. She's got a very good eyebrow shape, so I don't want to do anything to manipulate that. I just want to deepen the color of the brows, that's it. So whenever I do the brows, I always keep a concealer brush handy with a little bit of FF on it, because it works great as an eraser if you make any mistakes, and a little bit of Glow to Glamour to set everything back into place. If there is ever any fallout from your eyebrow powder, just take a little bit of Glow to Glamour on a fluffy brush and just dust everything off so that it doesn't stain your skin. Moving on to the next brow, I'm going to pick up some more product and just put it into the skin underneath the brow hair. Defined brows are very important for any makeup look. Never neglect your brows. You'd rather not do something fancy on your eyes than not have your brows done. Like, might as well fill in your brows and let the eyes be natural, because it makes a very big difference if the brows are filled in. I'm going to now take the same brush and just blend it, make it a little softer, move out the product evenly. We will now move on to the skin. So for the skin, I'm going to use the Game Face Chisel It 3-in-1 palette, and I'm going to first start with the bronzer shade. And as usual, quickly contour the skin. And since Dinah's contouring is quite intense and very prominent, we're going to replicate the same thing. So we're first going to go along the jawline. Okay, so I'm just going to put in her contour from the big top of her ear, approximately like down here like this. So this is an easy technique to figure out where you need to place your bronzer, is by making a fishy face. You can immediately see where your face is dipping, and that's the right spot to add the bronzer. Then you will never go wrong. You need to be a little specific where you're placing your bronzer, because it can really make your face look wonky if it's not done correctly. I'm going to take the same bronzer one more time and pop that all over the eyelids. because we're doing a smoky eye and it's a black smoky eye, but this is going to be kind of a base for it. So near the crease there will be the shadow of brown that will give the entire eye makeup look a gradation. One more time. And she's wearing a very peachy blush, so we'll take the blush from the other Chisel It palette, which is called Showstopper. I'm going to take it on the blush brush and I'm just going to place it parallel to her contour. Diana Penty's blush is not placed on her apples, it's quite like sharp and parallel to her. I'm going to now pick up both the palettes, and basically if you have a bronzy highlighter and a slightly pearly highlighter with yellow undertones though, then you can use both of them. I'm just going to take my fluffy brush one more time, dip it into my bronzy highlighter first and go over the cheekbones like that. And like really apply it specifically like this, like I want it to be very prominent, not like soft and blended into the skin, because this is exactly how Diana was wearing hers. We first go in with the golden bronzy shade and blend it only out into that area. You then take a slightly smaller brush, so I'll take a flat eyeshadow brush and I'm going to dip it into my pearly highlighter which has a slightly yellow undertone. And now I'm going to just draw a line in the middle for that extra bam, and I'm going to just blend that out. So it has that extra reflex that she has. So mixing two highlighters can really give you a beautiful finish and a pretty unique one. So we'll take the same highlighter and also pop that underneath the brow bone, the bronzy golden one. And then we'll take the pearly one and just put it right underneath the brow bone. Blend it only into that area, that extra lift. Same thing underneath the other brow bone. So we're pretty much done creating Diana Penty's skin. We could have also used the spotlight illuminator to even add more of a pop to the highlighter. But anyways, I'm going to move on to the eyes now. So for the eyes, I'm going to take one of my eyeshadow palettes and pick up the primer from them and just pop it onto the eyelids. All of our eyeshadow palettes come with a primer, so you can just use any that you have handy. Pop primer all over the lids. If you notice, I've not yet put any highlighter into the inner corners because I'm going to do very dark colors on the eyelids. So once I'm done with doing the eyelids, I'll go ahead and then add the highlighter into the inner corner. Also, Diana Penty's look is a black smoky eye, but I'm sure you guys have seen us creating black smoky eyes many times. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a brown black smoky, which is pretty similar to hers, and I'm going to put our own twist to it. So I'll start with Jet Set Eyes, and I'm going to use that really close to the lash line as a base for my eye makeup. And since I've used a primer on the eyelids, I'm going to need very little bit of the Jet Set Eyes, and it's literally going to glide on. Over top of this, I'm going to take my Stay Defined brow powder and just put it over the black. So it also evens out the black kajal base for you on its own. You can use your brush to wing out the eyeshadow a little bit if you want to. You can open your eyes if you want. I'm going to now take my foundation brush with a little bit of FF in medium to clean the outer edges of my eye makeup. Alright, we're going to now take one of my most favorite products, which is our Powder Magic eyeshadow stick, which is basically an eyeshadow in a pencil form. So it's pretty great, it comes very handy to do detail work. I'm just going to use this all over the lids. Alright, we're going to now take our Stay Defined liquid liner, or I'll take the WHEELIE, which is our Precision eyeliner, and I'm just going to line the top lash line. So it actually glides, so it's great. I'll pick up some product for you guys. This is the WHEELIE. It's an eyeliner that has wheels and it rolls. It literally rolls. It's really great. I have moisturize on my hand, but it works great. You can see when I use it on Viha's eyes. If you have like a teenage sister who's learning how to do her winged eyeliner, this is the perfect eyeliner for gifting her. Alright, I'm going to just open your eyes for me. So I'm going to check if both look straight. I'm going to check if both my wings are even. And again, we are using the brown shade of the brow powder to just smoke out the lower lash line. So we're going to smoke out the lower lash line gradually. We are starting with the brow powder, which is a brown. So this is going to give a soft definition. So we're done with the first step of the lower lash line. We are going to now take our jet set eyes and just use it really close to the lower lash line. So I first use my Stay Defined brow powder to smoke out the lower lash line to give it a soft definition, and then I use the Jet Set Eyes kohl and use that really close to the lower lash line and smudged it out. And now I will use the Powder Magic, which is a little shimmery, over top of it. I'm going to now take my highlighter from my Game Face palette, which is the bronzy gold highlighter, and I'm going to pop that into the inner corners of Viha's eyes. So now I'm using the Stay Defined liquid eyeliner, which is a basic liquid eyeliner which comes with a brow powder. So if you have the brow powder, you don't need to have the WHEELIE. You can just use this. But WHEELIE obviously is a lot handier for people who are new with doing eyeliner. Let's just add some mascara for Viha. We're going to use our Threesome mascara, which is actually a very great mascara. It's great for everyday women who don't want to take too much time taking off their mascara at the end of the day. It comes off really quickly, but when you're wearing it, it stays in place. We're going to add a lipstick. So we're going to first use Biscotti, which is one of our fan favorites. I think everybody loves it. Over Biscotti, I'm going to take Terra, which is another very popular shade. So this is Terra and Biscotti mixed together, and I like the color how it looks. I'm going to now just use my brush to define the lip line a little bit. We can now take a little bit of the bronzy highlighter from the Game Face palette and open your mouth a little bit. I'm just going to pop it on the center. And then I'm going to use the shade Beauty Shot, and this is from Color Fusion, and it has a lipstick and a lip gloss. We're just using the lip gloss, which is like a very pinky, creamy pink tone. Alright guys, so this is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I really enjoyed recreating Dina Fenty's makeup look. Celebrity makeup looks are really fun to recreate because they pay a lot of attention to detail when they do their makeup, because they are photographed all the time and their looks are really fun to recreate, and we can wear them on weekends and stuff and we go out to party. So anyway, please tune in every day at 4:30 on Myglamm's Facebook page. We go live every day at 4:30 and we recreate different makeup looks, teach tips and tricks and techniques. And thank you for watching guys. Bye.